In this video, we'll be breaking down the mindset hack that's going to consistently allow you to issue pay $20,000, $30,000, and $40,000 per month if you lock into these principles we're about to go over in this video today. My name is Trey. I'm the owner of Agent Lead Lab. In the past 3.5 years, we've helped 550 agents issue pay $40,000 per month by following our methodology, strategies, tactics, and leveraging our leads. And on this channel, I try to talk about how you can go out and execute those principles to help you grow in your business. So as always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's hop right in. So for those that are new, this is a very raw YouTube channel. I treat it more like a podcast. I do not come in here with any sort of agenda. I use real life principles that have happened for me, for agents that I work with, for my future agents when I start an agency, and also for the people around me. And for the disclaimer that those that are tapping in, when I say start an agency, I've been in the life insurance space for 5 years. I've sold at the highest level. I've been a part of one of the biggest life insurance agencies that's out. And what I now do is run a lead generation company that provides leads, marketing strategy, and tactics to those agents to help them make money. So I'm nothing short of qualified. I personally just want and have a goal to get my lead company to $1 million a month before I decide to pivot, or not pivot, but stack with building my own life insurance agency based off the things that I know. But that is coming soon. Anyways, let's hop into the video. So for me, the biggest mindset hack is realizing that there is no mindset hack. For those who have seen me before, I am not a preacher of letting you guys know there is no fast track to success except to work. I hate to break it to you. There's no lead. There's no script. There's nothing. You have to put work in. I hate the fact that people think that you can shortcut success in any sort of way, shape, or form. You will absolutely cook yourself, meaning that you will put yourself in the worst situation to have the worst outcome. And if you do get money extremely fast without putting the work in, you will not like the fruit of things as time goes on, because you have not actually gone through the things to make you the type of person who can endure, who also knows the process that it takes to actually become the person that is successful, become the person that can make $10, $15, $20,000 in a day. We're not talking about in a month, in a day, right? Because if you're making $10,000 a day, that means you're making $300,000 a month. Now, there's a difference between making $300,000 as a life insurance agent and making $300,000 as a business owner, but we're not going to get into that today. But the principles do not change, okay? Now, backtrack. Where did I get this from? So I dropped on my Instagram today a story that was basically just saying, if you think that who you are, what you do, and how you think is going to help you get to where you're trying to go tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, and a year from now, you were sadly mistaken. The reason why this came up is because for me personally, how I've started to structure my life is that if it has to do with business, 6 days a week, I'm available. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., I'm locked in. And I'm okay with that. I understand that this is that part of my life that I'm currently in. After 8 p.m., I spend time with my wife. It's really hard to reach me. If you do hit me up or I call you, it'll be like on a break for maybe 10, 15 minutes. This is non-business related things. On Sunday, people can hit me up galore. Now, some of my family and friends don't like that. They feel like, oh man, you're just this, that, and the third. Now, I still plan vacations. I still plan time to spend with them. I will call them on one-off situations to have conversations if I'm on a long car ride or if I'm headed to the airport or something like that. But that is just the life that I've chosen because of where I want to go for me. Now, one thing I want everybody to realize is that regardless of where you're at, you have to understand that the person that you are right now is not going to be the person that you want to become when you get to your goal. And it's not just you envisioning it and manifesting and all this other stuff. It's actually you changing how you think, how you act, and how you respond to situations that come up in your life. More importantly, the frame that you view yourself as. If you think that you are still going to be the same person and get to the goal, you are mistaken, and you will hinder your progress, right? You are going to change. And by change, we use this word as if it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, right? You're supposed to change. If you're an agent who's never made $40,000 a month, why do you think that your way of thinking is right if you've never done it? If your way of thinking to get there worked, then you would already be there. Same thing for me. I don't know what it's going to take to make $1 million a month because the most I've made is 500, right? 540 to be exact, but 500, right? So in order for me to make 700, 800, a million, my viewpoint and the way that I think, how I use my time, my resources, how I think about business, how I think about economics, how I think about opportunity, it has to change. If it does not change, I can't expect to get a different outcome. I'm not changing because my viewpoint is not changing. You have to be okay. And part of you changing your viewpoint is accepting that the way you see things is not as clear as it could be based on what you're trying to do. It's just like if you are a football player, right? I was talking to one of my boys, and this is one of those podcasts where I'm getting to a point because the concept of this video is principles. It's not, there's no tactical strategy. I was just a hook to get you guys here. There's no secret sauce. The secret sauce is to work. But the work is working on you just as much as you are doing it, and it's turning you into a new person. It's literally you repositioning how you view yourself, your situation, and how you respond to the things that happen in your life. So rest assured, I was talking to one of my guys. He is an all UFL player from this past year. And he was talking about something that a lot of people thought was like, oh my goodness, he's finally doing this. He has a ton of forced fumbles. All right. So for those that don't know, in American football, you can go out and when you're playing, most people tackle, right? It's just a part of the game. Think about like rugby for those that don't know. And in this way, there is a tactic, what you call a peanut punch. It's literally like somebody's running with the football in their hand, and then you're able to punch it out. Now, it's super hard to do. Here's the point I'm getting to. Talked to my guy yesterday. I was like, yo, what's up, bro? Congratulations. He's doing this thing. I was like, yo, it's super dope because I know that he's been practicing this for 2 years now, right? One of his favorite players, that's what he does all the time, right? And he got to play with him, and he saw him in practice every day. Boom. Just trying to punch at it. And he would miss a bunch. He would, and my boy showed me his knuckle. He was like, yo, my knuckles are swollen. They thought it was actually broken. It's not. But they thought something was broken, a bone. But it's just because I've been punching at it every single day in the off season, training, right? And then he gets to the game, and I think he had 3 or 4 this year, right? Where he punched it out. A few at the goal line, critical moments. Right? I played with the guy. Same thing. So the habits, over and over and over again. You don't just say, okay, well, I'm going to go out and just punch the ball and it's going to come out. I've tried to do that. I didn't do it, so it didn't work. And you can use that for any specific situation. That's why I'm bringing this up because it all tied together yesterday when I was thinking about the fact that like, there's no way to outwork the work. You just have to work. Who I am right now is not who I'm going to become. The things that I do, the way that I think, you don't have to be the person that only works 6 days a week and only has time for their family on 7, but that works for me. And I know that the way I have to do that because of how fast I want to move. If I want to move slower, I can get there. I can take calls, whatever. I'm not saying you won't get to your goals, but understand that it's going to take you looking at things differently. It's going to take you viewing things differently. And as an agent, if you're trying to go from doing nothing to making 40, the easiest thing to do is to copy off the right cat. My mentor says that all the time. Be a copycat. Copy off the right cat. A lot of it, well, me, times in school, I ain't gonna lie, I would cheat on tests, right? And there were certain classes that I wasn't as good as, and I would try to find the best person and see if I could get a little peek. And most of the time it didn't work, and I've gotten caught. It's not anything I'm proud of, but I'm being honest, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is because we would try to do that. We would try to finesse at our jobs. It's like, dude, if you have a business, if you're a 1099, it's like, yo, go find the person that's really successful, ask them what they do, and just do it. You'd be so surprised that if you just did exactly what they did, you would be 10 times better off. Because guess what the alternative is? Keep doing what you're doing. And what you're doing has got you to where you are. So if you're not trying to change, then it doesn't matter. So a lot of times we're like, man, I really want to have a different life. I want to have a different set of outcomes. I want to live differently. I want to have this. I want to have that. And then we're not actually ready to make any change in our life at all. We're not ready to change the way we think. We're not ready to change the way that we communicate. We're not ready to change the way that we buy leads, how we buy leads, how many leads we buy. And because of that, we're actually putting ourselves at a disadvantage to get the most out of like our desired outcome, which for most of us is to make more money. As a life insurance agent, you're just trying to find better leads, right? And better skills so you can make more money. Well, the first thing that I preach on this channel, even as a lead owner, because at the root, I'm actually a life insurance agent. For those that don't know, the reason why our company is successful is because I will never get rid of the sting that I have to as a life insurance agent. I'm not a marketer by nature. I'm not. I hire people to do that because that's not my thing. I don't know like all the little things you gotta look for. I understand concepts. I know people because I communicate with them and I know how to get my point across. I'm a life insurance agent, point blank, period. I just decided to get in this vehicle because I played professional football and I wasn't gonna be selling life insurance and playing ball, but I could start a company. I could stay with the Pulse. Now that I've retired, I'm able to go all in, and now we've been able to actually create a better blueprint, more consistent leads, and a more consistent system, and provide stuff like this where I can hop on here for 20, 30 minutes per day and actually give you all free game that's not necessarily just all this woo-woo stuff, but just a straightforward, honest reality. People don't want to be lied to. I'm not going to lie to you. You got to work the leads. You have to change. If you think you're gonna be the same person and get a different outcome, you are sadly mistaken. And you're gonna leave yourself high and dry because reality is gonna hit you and you're gonna be forced to make a decision. Accept the way that I view things and I think the way things should be, or accept and understand and view the way the things are. Leads are hard. They should pick up the phone. They should know what it is. They don't. Right? The way it is you got to work hard. You got to dial them 4 or 5 times, FaceTime audio. It's not easy to get in contact. People have blockers. There's no excuses. That's just what you have to do. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Don't blame the leads. Don't blame the company. Don't blame your boss at your job. Don't blame your coach. Don't blame your spouse. It's like, that's what you want things. That's how you think things should be. Sorry, that's not how they should be. This is how they are. You can deal with reality or you can deal with what you think it should be. Most of the times when we're not where we want to be, we have a false perception because we think something should be this way. In our mind, we think our employees should know what to do. You haven't put the right processes in place. That's for me. You think that your clients should do this. That's just a part of it. Unless you teach them, they're not going to know. Even when you teach them, they're still not going to do it. You think that your downlines or your managers should be doing this, and they're not. You're upset. No, this is how it is. This is what you got to do. You either want to do it or you don't. The cool thing about business that I love, which does not apply in relationships, is that it doesn't matter how you feel. It's just what you have to do. In relationships, don't get confused. Your relationships with people, you need to tap into that. Me and my wife talk about this all the time. She explains to me that you can't treat business the same way that you treat relationships. We talk about it, we laugh about it, and it's the truth. And I'm getting better at tapping more into my emotional side to be able to be the best husband that I can be personally. But at the same time, when it comes to business, you need to have a different switch. A lot of times as agents, we think that we can use our same perception of the world as the way that we think things should be in our day-to-day as the way they are. For example, you think that they should pick up when they call. They don't know that it's you though. You think that you shouldn't have to call them 5 times in a row. You have to call them 5 times in a row to get through their blocker. You think that if a person opts in today and you call them tomorrow, that they wouldn't have got it already taken care of. Dude, they may be looking for it. It's life insurance. You don't think if they're like, yo, I see some ads about life insurance, the first person that calls don't win? You're not even on it. You don't got systems in place. You have no AI bot. You have no follow-up. You have no process to actually vet these leads. What you are rather doing is saying that this is how things should be. And that is why you are where you are. That's why the name of this video, there is no hack, no secret sauce. At the end of the day, you got to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you're not going to get the outcome. If you don't change the way you think, you're not going to get the outcome. If you don't accept that things aren't as they should be, they are as they are, if that's how you say it properly, then you will then start living, growing, and developing in the way that you actually desire rather than living, growing, and developing in the way that you are because you're not choosing to view the world, the opportunities, and reality for what it is. And I hate to break it to you, but that is the biggest hurdle. There is no other hurdle. I'll give you an example. If you watch my channel, I say the same thing over and over and over again. I'm going to continue to say the same thing over and over again for the rest of time because it will not change. I always tell people, leads are just a difference. You pay more for a lead when you buy your time back. You should not buy your time back until you know what to do with your time. You don't even know what to say on the phone. You think that you buy a better lead, they're not going to give you an objection. Absolutely not. You're going to get to the objections quicker. You're not going to have to make it as many dials, but the numbers are still the numbers. If you think I'm lying, try me out. I promise you. Be a brand new agent and buy first leads. You're still going to get your teeth kicked in and you'll say these leads suck. Be an elite agent, have all the time in the world, and rip old leads. Why? Because you get the highest ROI if you don't mind doing that all day. Now, professional advice, start with age, move to fresh, never look back. Have your agents do the same thing. If you stay with Age for the rest of your career, your agents will burn out. I promise you. Mark my words. If you keep your agents on Age leads, they will burn out. Age leads are a stepping stone. There may come a time where you can't even buy Age leads because of all the laws that they're coming out with. And when they do, you better be ready to hop on fresh leads and better be able to teach people. And you also better learn how to sell leads without a ton of data points. There's not a lot of skill when you're calling somebody that's filled out 10 fields. I'm sorry. Come to any other business where they just say, hey man, I just need name, email, phone number. You think high ticket businesses, coaches and consultants, they get name, email, phone number, all these other pre-qualifying questions for an opt-in? Now a booked call, that's different. An opt-in for an appointment setter or a sales rep to call? Come on, man. Hey, this is so-and-so giving you a call about so-and-so. Is that correct? Come on, man. The tonality, the straightforwardness, the problem in the life insurance space is because you work with these trash companies, these trash vendors that don't ever show you the ads, don't give you any transparency. They're running data, state regulated, free stuff that's manipulating people. You're getting cooked by them because you won't work with a company that's actually going to provide you with the real marketing so you can actually call the people and handle the objection for what it is. You're still going to get the objection, but you handle it differently when you know what it is, when you know the reality. When you're sketched out, you don't know what it is, you can't trust the lead source, you don't know where it's coming from. Come on, man. What are we talking about? So there's no secret sauce. You got to put the work in. You are not where you want to be because you have not become the person. That's for me too. I have to accept that reality. I'm not making $1 million a month because I'm not the type of person who can think, behave, act, rationale, none of that yet. I will become. So there's another level of that I have to go to. There's things I got to do, things I got to cut off, things I got to add, things I got to remove, things I got to subtract, systems that got to get better. I got to become a better leader. I got to be more patient. I got to onboard people properly. There are more things to the business that I need to learn. If you're an agent and you're not at 30, 40, and 50K a month, it's because of you. It's not because of your upline. It's not because of your leads. It's not because of your circumstance, because of you. How do I know this? Because there's people making 30, 40, 50K doing everything. Warm market, referrals, hot leads, old leads, live transfers, booked call, annuity, final expense. It doesn't matter. If there was one way to do it, everybody would be doing that one way, but there's not. Because the common denominator is you gotta get better and you gotta get busy. If you don't get better and you don't get busy, it does not matter. It doesn't matter at all. I hate to break it to you. Nobody is coming to save you in this life insurance space. You are a 1099 rep. I got a text message yesterday, which blew my mind. Gentleman said, this is 6 months ago, by the way. Hello, I didn't get any leads. I didn't get any sales from the Age leads. My assistant and myself, we did not respond. Then he responds again, did you get my message? I said, what do you want me to do about you not making any sales on your leads? Well, I just assumed that you could get me some better leads because I said, you paid for Age leads. You want better leads? Better leads, get better leads, or you can improve your skill set. Oh, well, then I won't be buying because I just would hope that I could get better ROI. I said, brother, you bought 50 or 100 Age leads and didn't make a sale. Am I supposed to be the one to guarantee you a sale? Don't you think that if I ran a business where every lead that you bought turned into a sale, I would not sell leads at all? What I would have done, let's just call a spade, is when I was playing football and I figured out how to generate leads, I just throw my little MPN on there. I'd say, yo, these leads are going to come in, book onto my calendar. Everybody's going to show. Nobody's going to complain. I can call them up after practice and just write policies. That ain't the world that we live in. You think that's how things should be. You think that because you bought 100 Age leads that you were guaranteed to get a sale. You were mistaken. You don't know how to call. You don't know how to vet. You don't know how to have conversations. You want to know how I know? I've had agents in the Zoom with me dialing my leads. I've dialed my leads. I go and fly to my agency. I'm not the traditional lead company. The traditional lead company knows nothing about you. They don't know about getting their teeth kicked in. They don't know about being successful. They have no idea about dialing for 12 hours straight. They don't understand that. You know why? Because they create garbage ads, garbage marketing, and they don't give you any help. What we do is we're going to create an ecosystem for you with literally thousands of agents winning, posting their sales. You can choose to rock with us or not. That's your choice. I don't care. My thing is, I want to help you make money. Now, this YouTube is completely free. The goal is to help you make money. That's it. That's it. I don't ask for anything. I say at the end, if you want to get leads, you can. You don't have to. Very, very rarely do I see people that just go to a website. We've got a few sales from YouTube, but it's not crazy. I'm not monetizing. I don't get thousands of dollars. I get on here because I care. I get on here because this is my opportunity to vent, to really talk my trash and my way and tell the truth. Because on sales calls, I tell the truth, but I got to be like, hey, you know what? Look, we want to help you out, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, look, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. You're just not good. People don't want to hear it, right? That's why I realized when I started running these ads, getting people on the call. I was like, oh, I'm trying to be like kind of nice to them. Then I realized, I'm like, yo, I told my sales team, I told my marketing team, I was like, if my numbers are a little low, I'm okay with it. Will that change? Maybe, I don't know. But for me, I just don't want to work with the wrong people, man. And I can't be anything that I'm not. I can't get on a call and just sell somebody to sell somebody when I know that's not the best thing for them. Yo, if you're a brand new agent, you don't need to be running these leads. You need to buy some age leads. If you're getting on calls with people and they're telling you, I talked to a guy this morning, opted in, I called him right when I was eating breakfast. Yo, speed the lead, boom, called him. Yo, what's up, man? Boom, talking. Cool guy from Atlanta. We were talking. He's like, I'm a brand new agent. I was like, look, man, I'm going to shoot you straight. First minute in. I said, I'm not even going to waste your time. Here's what I would tell you to go do, right? I'm going to take you off my list. Nobody from my team is going to call you. But here's what I need you to do. If you're filling out these forms, don't buy any of the stuff they're offering if it's high intent. I say, here's what you should do. You can go vet, figure out what you want. Go find some age leads. Either grab them from your upline or you can come back to me. $2.50. We're going to get you filing expense leads. Going to come with a beneficiary. We're going to get 100. I need you to make one sale. That's it. Just one. Well, that doesn't really sound good. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to lie to you, try to get a sale. I could care less. $250 is not making or breaking my day. I promise you. I was like, but look, here's what I can do for you. I would highly recommend you do that. Here's why. The analogy I said is, imagine, this is my thought process on brand new agents. And people can argue with me all they want, but here's what I've seen work over the past 5 years. And honestly, if I go to my upline, and everybody before them, they've stated the same exact thing because it works. It's recession proof. You go get 100 leads. I only need you to sell one. If you buy fresh leads and you buy 25, right? Let me give you an example. Here's exactly metaphorically what that looks like. You get a bike. There's two bikes. One bike is $500. The other bike is $10. Both bikes have no training wheels, okay? You get on the $500 bike, ride down the street, you fall 5 times. You get on the $10 bike, you ride down the street, you fall 5 times. What's the difference between the two bikes? Most people are like, I don't know. One's cheaper than the other, relative. Now, if all you had was $500, and I then came back and said, yo, hop on this bike, and now this bike's gonna have training wheels. You're gonna get a little bit better because you can buy another bike. You can't buy another bike. You're just gonna keep spending money, or you're gonna have that 500, you're gonna try to rinse it, and then you're never gonna learn how to ride the bike. And that essentially is the process, right? You're getting on a bike, one with training wheels, one without training wheels. One's $500, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna go fast, do all this other stuff. The other one, you're gonna fall off. Here's the difference. You're gonna fall, scrape your elbows. That probably wasn't the best analogy, but whatever, y'all know how I roll. You get the point though. One of them, you're spending $500 and these are the only opportunities you get, or you can spend $10 and keep getting more opportunities and learn. And then when you get good, go buy the $500 bike. It doesn't make sense. You don't know how to ride. The falls are exactly the same. You think that because, oh, I got a nice fancy bike and this one's a little rinked down, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna fall because you don't know how to ride. Well, I've been in other sales. Who cares? If you had $1 million, I would still tell you to do that because it's business. That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and spend $1,000 a day on ads. My first day. That's the business equivalent. Dude, go spend $50 a day and figure this thing out. Master your offer. Figure out your sales process. And then scale it up. You think that buying by leads is gonna make you better? You think that if I put 10 booked appointments on your calendar and they're all winning $20,000 PIFs, paying fools, you think you're gonna be able to do that? No, you're not. It's not gonna happen. They're lying to you. Because the theme of this video is what it takes for you to hit your goals. And the secret is there's no secret. You gotta figure it out. So I hope this helps. As always, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Once again, my name's Trey. I own Agent Lead Lab. For those that are tapping in, you can go to leadlabcrm.com if you want to buy leads, or you can go to agentleadlab.com if you want to tap in with us. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.